Welcome to a brand new video. So today we are predicting Premier League Game Week 26. That is right, man. There are only 8 games being played this game week due to certain cups happening during the week as well. So yes then, today I will be breaking down each side's last performance, going through some stats for you, and then predicting my predicted lineup for that certain game. So yes then, like the video guys, hit that like button, subscribe if not already, and man, it is cold today. It's chucking it down here in England, man, and it is bloody freezing, man. But anyway, without further ado, let's start today's video. First up is Aston Villa versus Nottingham Forest. Villa beat Fulham 2-1, which now sees them jump into 4th place. Because certain results went their way, they currently sit 4th place but 2 points above the rest of them. Ollie Watkins yet again proving to Sir Gareth Southgate he deserves that spot on the plane in the Euros this season. He scored another 2 goals, which now sees him on 13 goals this season. With his confidence right now, that will help Villa try and get that top 4 position. I'll get onto that further on in this video because I've got a question for you guys to answer. Anyway, they're up against Forest, who beat West Ham 2-0. They now sit 4 points above the drop zone, okay? And because of that win, they have now gave themselves a massive gap, okay, looking more likely to survive this season. But I can't see Forest getting anything from this game because Villa right now are on, they've lost a few games recently, but that win against Fulham will give them a bit of confidence, and that is why I've gone for Aston Villa win. I've got Villa to beat Forest 2-0. Next up we have Brighton versus Everton. Brighton were a fantastic 5-0 win against Sheffield Utd. Yes, granted they were helped by a ruthless Holgate challenge, okay, but overall Brighton still played pretty well. They move up to 7th position right now with a +5 goal difference, okay, so realistically Brighton had a very good game week. Listen man, this guy on screen right now does not get enough credit, okay. Yes, he does not score many goals, but he is a part of every single move Brighton make, okay, on that pitch. Danny Welbeck, okay. Yes, like I say, he don't score many goals, but he's always there, creating the goals as well, okay. And he does not get enough credit. And even Zerbe, the Brighton manager, has even hinted, he's a very, special player. Everton drew 1-0 to their relegation rivals, Crystal Palace. Yet again, Everton were very, very poor. But that point now sees them out of that relegation zone, okay, just on goal difference though. For me though, Everton do not score enough goals, and even Everton manager Sean Dyche has even urged Calvert-Lewin to, find the back of the net, okay, because like I say, Calvert-Lewin is a very good player, but obviously he's had his troubles in recent years, okay, and that is obviously shown on the pitch. But Sean Dyche says when he's on form, he's a very good player, which I can agree on that, but they need to find him more often because they need to get these goals in, otherwise they can find themselves relegated. So this game week though, Luton have a week off, so that now if Everton can win this game, they'll be, they'll be further away from Luton in the drop zone. But because of Brighton's win at the weekend against Sheffield Utd 5-0, I do have this game as a Brighton win. I got Brighton to beat Everton 3-1. Next up, talk about another relegation battle. It is Crystal Palace versus Burnley. Palace drew 1-0, like I say, to Everton, which sees them a point, okay, so better than nothing though, better than nothing. Because of that point, they now sit 5 points away from the drop zone and give themselves more of a chance to stay up this season. Good news though for you Palace fans, Oliver Glasner has officially been announced as Crystal Palace manager, okay, so which means Roy Hodgson has left again, okay, and to be fair, please retire Roy Hodgson. But anyway, this new manager, guys, will bring a new lease of life for Crystal Palace. Trust me, he's got a very he's very enthusiastic, okay. He won the Europa League a few years back with Frankfurt, okay. So this new manager can really you know, give this Palace side a massive lease of life, because that's what they need right now. They need some fresh ideas, okay? And that, you know, this guy, he has potential. Burnley lost 5-0 to Arsenal, okay? They sit a massive 7 points from safety, okay? So they are in the deep end right now. They need to find results thick and fast. Unfortunately, they did not spend good enough coming up to the Premier League this season. Yes, granted, a side like Burnley don't have that much money, okay? It's shown this season because they haven't really strengthened the squad. I see no way back for Burnley this season, unfortunately. And if they lose this game as well, then it is fair to say I think they're probably relegated. But obviously, Palace manager, obviously, he has a week to get his ideas across, and I don't think that would be long enough for him to see a difference. So that's why I've actually gone for a draw, guys. Okay, I've got this game to end as a 1-1 draw. Next up, we have Man United versus Fulham. Close game for Man United against Luton. Yes, it was close, but they still won. They won Luton 2-1. They now sit in 6th place again, only 4 points away from 4th. They've now won 4 games on the bounce, guys, okay? And what a turnaround for this Man United side, okay? They are now fighting for a top 4 finish, okay? And what a turnaround, man. Literally, what a turnaround. But anyway, Højlund again with another 2 goals, okay? And he is looking the real deal. Fulham lost 2-1 to Aston Villa. They remain in 12th place. Listen up, listen carefully, okay? They've obviously signed Broja on loan from Chelsea, okay? But he just can't seem to make the side, man. He just can't seem to make the side. He's now finding it so tough on the other side of London. He didn't even make the bench against Aston Villa, okay? Obviously, there wasn't any news about him being injured, so was he injured? I'm not too sure, but overall, he turned out to be a disastrous signing. They're up against a very confident Man United side, so that is why I've got Man United to win this game. That's why I've got Man United, guys, to beat Fulham 2-0. Next up, we have Bournemouth versus Man City. Bournemouth drew 2-2 to Newcastle. You know what? A fairly decent point, and they remain in 13th place. Right then, listen carefully. This is what I wanted you guys to talk about with me on the comments, okay? So personally, Gareth Southgate has a decision to make, okay? Because Ollie Watkins deserves a place on the plane, but so does Dominic Solanke, okay? So, both of them right now have been very good this season, okay? So here's a question for you guys to answer in the comments. Both of these strikers go, which means Southgate will have to leave out a midfielder or a defender to take these 2, or just one of them go. Either Ollie Watkins or Solanke, or do you think someone else deserves it, like Ivan Toney, Jamie Vardy? Let me know down below in the comments, man. But yeah, personally, I'm quite intrigued to find out. Personally, I would take Ollie Watkins over Solanke, but both of them deserve a place on the plane. But anyway, let's move on. Man City drew to Chelsea 1-0 and beat Brentford 1-0. Haaland, guys, has now scored 53 goals in 55 games, okay? He could be the difference to help Man City win the title this season. They do sit in 2nd place and 4 points behind Liverpool, but Liverpool aren't playing this week, so Man City can have a chance to go 1 point behind them after this game week. So just on that alone, I do have Man City, guys, to win this game. That's why I got Man City to beat Bournemouth 3-1. Next up, we have Arsenal versus Newcastle. Arsenal beat Burnley 5-0. They have now scored 11 goals and conceded none in the last 2 games, and that will definitely help the goal difference. And like I say, goal difference is key towards the end of the season. They have now won 5 games in the Premier League on the bounce, so Arsenal have some massive confidence going in to this Newcastle game. Newcastle drew 2-2 to Bournemouth and dropped down to 8th position. In their last 4 games, they've drew 2 and won 2. But unfortunately, though, they're up against a very informed Arsenal. But saying that, Arsenal lost to FC Porto in the Champions League last night. So there you go. It can all change, man. It can all change. I believe they won't get a top 4 finish this season, but they can battle for a top 7 Europa League spot, okay. But saying that, there are 4 other teams fighting it out for that top 7 position, so it's going to come down to the wire, man. So just on that, I do think Arsenal will win this game because Arsenal want to win the league this season and they'll be up for this game, okay. So that's why I've gone for an Arsenal win. I've got Arsenal to beat Newcastle 3-1. Next up we have Wolves versus Sheffield United. Wolves with a great 2-1 win against Spurs, okay. And Wolves manager Gary O'Neill said it was a near perfect performance, and which it was. What a performance, man. They still made it in 11th position, but only 3 points away from 7th. That is how tight that middle table is to a top 7 finish. But to be fair to you though, guys, Wolves deserve this season because they have been very good, okay. Sheffield lost 5-0 to Brighton. A very poor game yet again. Yes, the red card did not help them perform in that Brighton game, but overall though, it was still a terrible performance. Sheffield players defended that challenge on Matoma that Mason Holgate did on him. Looking back on the replay, it was an awful challenge, okay. So basically, I hope they've watched the replay and seen it back and thought, you know what, that is a bad challenge, because it was a terrible challenge. To be fair to you guys, my personal opinion, Sheffield are 100% relegated now, and that is all I can say about that. So that is why I've gone for Wolves. I've got Wolves, guys, to beat Sheffield 2-0. We are down to the final game. This game, we only 8 games being played this week. It is West Ham versus Brentford. West Ham lost 2-0 to Forest, and that puts them now on a 3-game losing streak. And they also dropped down to 9th position, man. If the results don't change in the next couple of weeks, I believe David Moyes will be the next Premier League manager to be sacked. What has happened to West Ham in this last month or so, they have been pretty poor. They're up against Brentford, guys, who lost 1-0 to Man City. No shame in that because they did compete with Man City, so that's all you can ask for, really. In the last 5 games though, they have played 5, won 1 and lost 4. They still remain 5 points above the drop zone, so I do believe, guys, Brentford will win this game. That is right, man. I've got a feeling Brentford will win this game. But a very close game indeed, so I've got Brentford to beat West Ham 2-1. And there we have it, guys. That is my Premier League Game Week 26 predictions, man. Only 8 games being played this week, so it's a very short video. So if you enjoyed today's video, guys, hit that like button. Before I leave you guys, let me know down below in the comments who deserves that England place on the plane, okay? Ollie Watkins, Solanke, even Tony, or even Jamie Vardy. But anyway, thank you for watching today's video. Good and good night.